Hello everybody. So we are getting ready to do, I've already started mixing my epoxy so they don't have to take so long. I do want to show you all what epoxy. Can you bring me the epoxy up under my desk?
Yes, I can.
That I use for for the tumblers. Cause right now I have not gotten a good mixture from my supplier yet. So I have not started using it on my tumblers. So this is here what I use. It's called Incredible Solutions, and I just purchased it from Amazon. I get this is a 1 gallon kit, so it comes with 2 half-size half gallons, one of part A and one of part B. So I don't know if you can see that. But this is what I use. And I can post a link if anybody wants to purchase that kind if you don't already have a favorite. But I don't use the craft space epoxy on tumblers just yet. I'm waiting to get a better solution. I love it for molding, but not for my tumblers. So I am getting this mixed up. What we're going to be doing today is just a basic glitter tumbler. This is the most simplest glitter tumbler you could possibly do. Other than using a Mod Podge. We won't be using Mod Podge. We are actually doing epoxy, and we're going to do the epoxy method. Except we won't be just pouring glitter on the cups. I'm doing 3 of them. I was going to do 4, but I'm just going to do 3. And I have this one, which is going to have my logo on it. This is the one that I'm going to use here in my store. I have this one, which you all have seen me do a glitter peach tumbler with all the pretty orange and tan glitters. I think this is one of them that I've used for the and the gold. But I'm gonna actually make this one a peach tumbler as well. I'm sorry, I've been spray painting so my hands is kind of white. And then this one is just a basic glitter tumbler. These are the colors I used here. This is a gloss. This one was this. A gloss coral. This orange one here is just white. I kind of did an ombre with the white and the real orange. And this one is going to get some extra things added to it because it is going to be that peach crown tumbler. And then this last one here is just going to have my logo printed on it. Well, water slide. I'm going to do a water slide. But for now, I'm just going to show you all how to do a basic glittering of the cup. What I am going to do next, we got our epoxy together. And the way we're going to do these is we're just going to pour our glitter, which I am going to be using our rainbow glitter. It's a holographic white. And I'm just going to use this directly into our epoxy. I'm hoping you all can see this. I'm not sure. I'll do it up here. But you want to get a good amount. Let's see. Gotta wait for it to catch up with me. But we're going to just be pouring the glitter right into the epoxy. You want to get a nice little chunk in there. Maybe about half I would say about 15 mLs if you were measuring it in one of these cups here. One of these measuring cups, I would do about half in here. Bless you.
Thank you.
And you can do as much or as little as you want, actually. But I'm just going to put it right into my epoxy. And then we're going to just cover these cups with this. And it's going to create a beautiful color with our base colors. A beautiful glitter type. It's going to make it seem like you poured glitter on your cup, which we really didn't. We just put it in the epoxy and we're going to put it onto the cup. I'm just mixing that in really, really well. And I don't know how well you can see that, but it has the little holographic effect in it. Let's see. Nope. Maybe it'll be better once I start putting it on a cup. So when using epoxy, of course, you want to glove up. Some people wear masks. I don't. I never have. I've been doing tumblers for 2 years now, and I've never really put on a mask to do them. But I do glove up. I probably mixed up way more. You only really need, these are all 20-ounce tumblers. This one we here have on the site, it is our modern or slim curve, I believe it's called, 20-ounce tumbler. This one is the one that we have for pre-order. It is on its way, and it is the 20-ounce slim, well, totally straight. So it does not taper at the bottom like some 20-ounce cups does. And then this one is just the same as this one. But they're all 20-ounce cups, and you need about 15 mLs to cover the cup. This is step 1 of this process. After applying the glitter, I do suggest sanding, well, the epoxy, sanding it, giving it one good sanding, and then applying a clear coat of epoxy, or applying your decal, which is what I'm going to do next. Apply my decal, and then apply my last coat of epoxy, and this cup will be actually finished. This is pretty much a 2-day process for this cup. This cup can be done in 2 days, minus the curing time. Of course, you want to hold your any epoxy item for 72 hours before actually giving it to a customer, due to making sure that it's fully cured before you actually give it to your customer. So the first thing we'll do is just get these going. I do have a preference for the way when I'm applying my epoxy, I like for my cups to turn to my left. And then once I'm done applying my epoxy, I will switch it just so that it can go the opposite way. But for now, I'm going to have it going to my left. So there we go. All 3 of them are going to my left, and we're just going to apply this epoxy. And the first thing you want to do is just pour a little bit on and start gliding it on, making sure that you get all of the cup covered. Don't know if you can see it yet, but this cup pretty much has a glitter effect. And I have one that I've done like this. It was spray painted. I did add some vinyl and some decals to it, which is the one that I posted when I posted this that I was going to be going live. That is pretty much just a spray painted cup with glitter poured into the epoxy. Not as much as I'm doing now, but that's all I did was put glitter in the epoxy. You don't want to miss your bottoms, so make sure you get your bottom. And you just want to make sure that you didn't miss any spots, which it'll be easy to see on this type of tumbler whether or not you missed the spot, because of course there won't be any glitter in that spot. This is one quick and easy process. Once you get the epoxy on to your tumbler, it's just going to sit and spin for about 6 to 8 hours. And then after that, it should be to where you can touch it, put your decal on, sand it, do whatever you're going to do next to it. So that one is done. And then once I'm done with all 3, I am going to hit it with some heat. Make sure I get my bottom. I have a few Christmas tumblers to do, so I don't mind going live to show you all how I do them. So I'll come back live probably a lot this month with Christmas orders. I just got a request for a ornament, the floating ornament. So I'm going to do that after. I got a conference call at 3. So I'm going to do that after my conference call today. And I'll pull the camera down and let you all see this. I'm not sure how well you can see this glitter onto this cup, but this cup is fully glittered. This white space in the middle, why I did the white spacing in the middle, I could have did the full cup as the orange, much like I did this one, but the reason why I did the white space in the middle is because I'm going to put a clear water slide on it, and I wanted to show using a clear water slide. Now I can use a white water slide as well, but I like the clear water slides a whole lot better, and with it being a white background, I can put it right on there. Smooth this out the way. So this is cup number 3. Which is going to be my personal cup. The other 2 are probably going to go up for sale once done. This is a perfect cup outside of doing the Mod Podge method for a beginner. Someone who does not completely know how to apply glitter using the epoxy method, or if you don't want to use the Mod Podge method, this would be a perfect cup for you to start out with, just with the basic spray paint and adding a nice holographic glitter in, just to give that spray paint some sparkle to make it seem like it's a fully glittered cup. And we are pretty much done with this first process, or this first step of the process. It is going to sit and run for about 6 to 8 hours. For me, it's going to run overnight. Depending on how late I stay here today, I might be able to just turn it off and come back to it tomorrow. If I come in tomorrow, it's Sunday, so I'm not sure. But we are pretty much done with this process. Quick and easy, simple glittering of a tumbler using the spray painted method. I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with some heat, and then I'm gonna show you all, bring you all in and show you how it looks. What the heat does is, the heat is pretty much helping with bubbles. It helps pop any bubbles that may have occurred while we were putting on the glitter. But this here is how the tumblers turned out with the glitter. I just wanted to come back and show you, it has been 3.5 hours, and these are our finished tumblers. Let's see if they can focus. There we go. Finished tumblers that we did earlier today. They're not all the way cured, but I can run my finger down it. I can't put my finger on it, but I will run my finger down it just to see. I have stopped them from spinning, so they are going to be done spinning for today. I'll come back tomorrow. They right here. Hello, hello, hello. We are getting ready to put the decals on the tumblers that we did yesterday. Hello, Crystal. This air is really blowing. I'm using water slide decals to add I just move it. The decals to the tumblers. This one here is the one that I told you all I would be keeping personally for myself. I have sanded these. The only thing I did was a light sanding across the lip up here to create this I don't know if you can see it, if it'll focus, maybe you can see it, but there's like a little thin line. And the reason why I want that is so that the epoxy, when spreading the epoxy, I can go up and create a seal. I did try to lightly sand the bottom, but with this being such a thin coat of epoxy on here, it kind of scraped it. Well, this is my cup, so I didn't mind it. This one I did a thin coating around, thin sanding around the lip of it as well. I lightly sanded the bottom. I used 80 grit paper, sandpaper, to sand the actual cup. If you had like a cup that was not really smooth, I would use maybe like a 400 grit sandpaper or sanding block. This one I did not sand yet. I want to show you all what I meant by creating the little lip across the top. Yes, I did find the transparency paper, and it is the video. I did do the video yesterday, so you'll have to find it in the group. Just search my name, and it'll pull up the rest of that. So with this cup, what I normally do is a wet sand. You want to wet sand it, and I just hold it at an angle, and then sand, and it's gonna create a lip. And I'm gonna show you the difference if it'll focus. So that is a thin line across the top, as opposed to here where it's going completely up to the top. I don't know if it's focusing enough, but I think you all get what I'm trying to say. So that's what I did. And I did that so that when you're epoxying a cup, it creates a seal to seal in all that glitter. That way, as the cup is getting washed and used, it's not creating a line between there so that no water gets in, because that'll just ruin the epoxy coat on the cup. So that one I'm not going to do. I didn't think of anything that I wanted to put on there just yet, so I don't really have anything to do with this cup. It's just pretty much a cup that is free for anyone who comes in that may want to purchase a cup. It's a colored cup that's already done and will take only maybe another day or two to put the decal on and get it shipped out, or either back for purchase. This one, I did run this one last night before I left, and I added that same glittery sparkle to it. Not sure if you can see it, but I added the same glittery sparkle to it. I'm going to put a decal, and it's going to have two decals, a name and a picture. So that one I won't do today though, because I still don't have my holographic gold vinyl that I'm looking for here. So as far as creating putting the water slide on the decal, I use Sunny Scopa water slide decal paper. This is clear. What I have here is clear. I just printed white, so that's why white was on top. But you do want to get either clear or white. Clear you can only use on like a light base or white base, which is why I did this white space in the middle. If you do white, you can pretty much put it on anything. So this here, although I've cut it out and it still has the lines and everything around it, it's going to apply to the cup clear. Same thing with this one. And I double printed this because I'm putting it on a wood grain cup as well, that has some gold shiny glittery in it, which is a cup that I had prepped and ready already. So this is the water slide decal paper that I use. You can purchase it on Amazon. It comes in 20 sheets for about $15, I believe. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my name decal on my cup before I add my water slide. And the reason why I'm putting the name first is because once you lay your vinyl down, it's kind of hard to get up, and when you do get it up, you're going to have to move it. Replace it. And you don't want to have to keep printing and cutting your decal or your vinyl. So I'm going to put this on first, and then I'll do my water slide because it's going to be flexible to move. I want one on one side where it's going to go this way, and then I want the other one directly on the opposite side. There is a different way that you can do this, but I'm just doing it here. So I'm going to put this on first turn it over, and put my water slide on, and that way I can check to see if it's perfectly aligned with the other one and kind of move it around because it's a water slide. So when adding my decals, well, vinyl to a cup, of course you want to put it on the transfer paper. What I like to do is take a little piece of it up, just a tiny piece, and cut it off. And I do this so that I can align it on a cup. There's other ways to do this as well, but this is the way I do it. So I want to get it perfectly straight on my cup. So if this is where I want it, I'm going to lay that end down. And now it's pretty much straight on my cup. What I'll do is lift up the other side, if I can. I wasn't supposed to actually put it all the way down. But lift up the other side, and that way I can just slide it right on. And it's going to stay in that position. So now my decal is on there. You want to rub it down, make sure it's on there good, and then peel off your transfer tape. So now that's on there. This is completely reusable. I sometimes reuse them. I stick them on walls, tables, everything, and reuse them because I am cost efficient, I guess. So, putting water slides on. You will need water. This is my sealed water slide. I showed you the paper that I use. Once you print it out using any inkjet printer, I have a cheap, I think $19 printer that I use to print these out on. You print it out and seal it. You want to seal it with a clear coat of whatever it is that you use to seal. I use Rust-Oleum clear, and it's just spray paint. Some people like to use Mod Podge, but I am a Rust-Oleum girl. I use Rust-Oleum spray paints for everything. So I sealed it 3 times. No, I sealed it twice. Seal it. I do a heavy coat. Some people like to seal 5 and 6 times with doing light coats. I do a heavy coat 1 time, and most of the time 1 time is good enough as long as I let it dry for a long period of time because it is a heavy coat. So I let that dry for about 15 minutes, and then I do a second coat of the clear Rust-Oleum, and then I let that dry for about a half hour, which I've already done. I came in this morning and I did that. Once you do that, you can cut it out. If it is a white water slide, you do want to continue to use like a cutting machine to cut it out. Since it is clear, I just use scissors, cut around it, and then you dip it in the water. It takes about 30 seconds to 45 seconds to submerge in the water and be able to just slide off, which is why it's called a water slide. It'll start opening up on its own in just a second, and that's how you know that it's about ready. And I actually put the wrong one in the water, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. Some people I've seen do water slides like to put a little bit of water down for their base of the cup. And that just makes it easier. I do that sometimes, just depending on what item I'm putting the water slide on. For this, I would do it just to give it a little room to move around, but like when I do like dominoes or something like that, I don't put water on the item first. So this should be about ready, and you know that it's ready if you pick it up and it slides like so, then it's ready. And what you'll want to do is just put it on the cup, and you can slide the backing right off just like that. That over there. And then in order to seal this on and get it to be stuck, you want to make sure that this is the reason why I don't always put water under the bottom, because you want to make sure you get that water off from under the bottom so that it can dry completely. And like I said, it's move around. You can move it around. So say for instance, if it's not in the place that you want it, just move it over, and there you have it. I don't have anything else on this cup, so I'm just going to stick it where I want it. Once you do get all the water out, you won't be able to move it anymore. It'll be kind of hard to move. You probably can still move it until it completely dries, but it'll be kind of hard to move. And the reason why I wanted that clear to use the clear and do the white background, as you can see, you can still see that glitter up under the water slide. So that's what I wanted. I wanted that sparkly finish up under my water slide. I will let my water slide decals maybe sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I will go ahead on to my next coat. Yes, it's a clear gloss spray that I used. Hey, Jessica. This vinyl is, I don't know. It's a holographic pink. I buy it from Amazon. I bought all my vinyl from Amazon, so I can share the link if you like to purchase it. We'll go ahead and get this one submerged in the water. It is very pretty. I bought a pack of a bunch of holographic vinyls because I was using heat transfer vinyl on my cups for a long time, just because I didn't have any pretty colors that I wanted to use on cups. So I was always using heat transfer vinyl, and then I just started buying what I needed so that I could stop buying the expensive stuff. The heat transfer vinyl seems to be a little bit more expensive than regular permanent vinyl. Those are pretty. We're over here doing some dominoes for my daughter. She likes JoJo Siwa. So we did a pink and purple JoJo Siwa domino for them, for her. My son is getting Spider-Man, and I haven't quite finished his yet. Okay, I'll post it in the group once I'm done with the live. So this one is completely submerged. We'll get a little bit of water on here so we can give it some move room. Just because I do have that other decal on the other side, and I want to make sure that it is perfectly aligned with that, or somewhat aligned with it. So just gonna slide that off. And I was just showing you all how to do yesterday the quick and easy, simple glittering of a tumbler for anybody who's like a beginner and would like to learn how to glitter tumblers. But I am going to add something extra to these tumblers. It still might be a 1-day process, well, 2-day process, but I'm going to add a little bit of extra glitter. If you've seen my previous peach crown cups, you know that I add in some gold sparkly. Actually, it's our not gold mine. It's one of our gold glitters that we have. I'm going to add that. And actually, I'll come back in just maybe about 15 minutes and show you all live how I add those extra glitters in. Because I am going to get these spinning today. And sometimes you'll get wrinkles, which is what I had got. And what I was doing was just trying to get those wrinkles out. And it's just rubbing the water out from underneath the bottom. Sometimes it may scrunch up entirely too much. And if it does, then I'll just take it off and redo it. Or cut a portion of it off if I can. So that's that one. And I'm going to add some black sparkly on here. So we did one, and then we did this one. Hello, I am back. Getting ready to put that last coat of epoxy. Well, actually, I want to take that back. I don't think this will be my last coat due to the fact that I am adding more glitter. So since I am adding more glitter, it is going to require another layer of epoxy. I won't have to take it off. I shouldn't have to sand it or anything. I'm just going to put a final coat on it once I apply this one. So, and I'll probably come back. I won't come back live and do that one. I'll just show you the finished results afterwards. All right, now I'm just mixing my epoxy. As I stated yesterday, for tumblers, I use Incredible Solutions. A tabletop epoxy can be found on Amazon. I do not use our Craft Space epoxy just yet. On tumblers, it is not the right solution for me. I love it for molding. It's nice and it's clear. It dries fast, well, cures fast. So it is the bomb for molding, pouring molds and stuff, but not for these tumblers. It's too thin. I'm not going to add anything extra into the epoxy right at this moment. We already did the rainbow glitter inside of the epoxy on that first coat, which is what you see on here. So I'm just mixing. There is a bunch of bubbles in there right now, but I don't mind them. I blow them out. For some reason, I can't stir slow to keep the bubbles from popping up. I'm a fast stirrer. And I think those mixing machines and stirrer things are just too much when I can do it by hand in about 2 to 3 minutes. And it has to actually go on a spin for 10 to 15 minutes. By then, you've used up most of your working time. So I don't use them. Never purchased one. So I can't really give a good review on it. Gloving up. As you know, when using epoxy, you do want to wear gloves. I'm only going to put one on. I'm not going to double glove. I bought gloves today. Went online to purchase gloves. Gloves that I normally purchase for $7.19. Are now up to $30 and $32. I actually paid $15, I think, for a box of 100 gloves for a Cyber Monday special. So gloves have really gone up. I'm gonna start with this one here, and you just spread it the same way we did yesterday. We're just spreading it on, and then I'll show you all how I add in the extra glitter. Don't forget your bottoms. The bottom to me gets such the thinnest coat of epoxy because it is the bottom and it's not really spinning off sideways like the rest of the tumbler. And sometimes you can get holes or cracks in your bottom because of that, how thin the layer is on the bottom. And this is a really thin layer as well. Like I said, I am going to go back and put another one. This one is very thin because I'm just going to use it to add in my extra sparkly glitter. I do like to put a thicker coat over vinyl decals. For the water slides, it's okay to have a thin layer over it. But the vinyl tends to poke up a little bit. So you want to make sure that you're getting a thicker coat across your vinyl decal. And the bottom. Normally, I do put my contact info on the bottom of tumblers, as well as the tumbler instructions, care instructions. I have not done that this last couple of months because I knew I was changing over my my logo and changing over the way my business is worded. So I'm still Tasteful Designs and I'm still Craft Space, but my business is actually doing business. Both of them is doing business as Craft Space, home of Tasteful Designs now. So, because there's only one location for both stores. Get a little bit more on this bottom here, because I did scrape some off when I attempted to do a when I attempted to put to sand the bottom. And I know you've all seen me, well, some of you have seen me put the extra glitters on my other peach tumblers, the peach tumblers that I've done completely of glitter. So you may know what I'm going to do next, but for those who have never seen me put like the little extra glitters on it, we'll see how this goes. This one will be pretty easy. This one I don't know, because I'm kind of iffy about how I want to do it. I want to add black in some places, but I think I'm just going to do it just like this one so I don't make any mess ups. First thing I do for this one, I'm adding in our honey pot glitter. I just sprinkle some in my hand, not a lot, doesn't take much, and just add it in. So as it's spinning, I'll just add a little bit in. May get a little bit on the decal, but not much. And it's just to add a little bit extra sparkle. That's it. I'm gonna let this spin for about 3 hours, and then I'll go back and I'll go ahead and add my my additional coat of epoxy, which is gonna be a thick layer, because it's gonna be the final. Now for this one, what I wanted to do was sprinkle like gold at the, black at the bottom, and then also do it at the top, which I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Like right around the edge and where it is transitioning, like where the ombre is. Don't know if I like it or not, but it's my cup, so I don't care. It is only like the second cup I've ever done for myself. Nope, I don't think I like the black, but like I said, it's mine, so I don't care. Let me see. I think I'm gonna add some Galaxy to it. Let's see if that changes my mind about it. Too much, maybe? I don't know. But that's it. So that's how I just wanted to come on and show you all how I added the extra glitter to the tumblers. I am going to give it a final coat after that's done spinning. We use Disco, one of our holographic chunky glitters. We use Galaxy, one of our holographic chunky glitters, and we use Honey Pot, another one of our holographic chunky glitters. All can be found on craftspace.com. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you all for tuning in. I am going to hit this with some heat, and that's the only thing I have left to do to these.